And Austin Thorne, man, he reminded me of Damian Priest in this match. He reminds a lot of Damian Priest.
I
Throwing those
can see,
forearms,
I can see that, man. The
the way,
forearms and the kicks and the way he
yeah, man,
moves and everything.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, incredible the way he throws his forearms and those quicks, man. I mean, those kicks. He put some power into it, and I mean, when it boils down to it, it's bad. It's bad justice written on every single one of those punches and kicks, man.
oh yeah,
Bad intentions.
it's bad intentions, man. Real bad intentions. But hey, I mean, come on, what wrestler you know ever had good intentions?
No doubt about that.
I
And
mean, no wrestler I've ever met ever had good intentions on nothing, man. I
heck
mean,
no.
it was always something about something that was gonna go down and happen, and yeah.
But to
So
tell you the truth, though, Austin kind of looked like he was taking some things personal, man. It's like he had something personal against Dexter. Even though any match that you get into, or anybody you go into the ring with, Chris, it should be personal. I mean, unless it's a friend type match, and hey, you got to do this to become number one contender for a title, or whatever, to build yourself up. It should be like that. But Austin Thorne fought that match, man, like he had something against Dexter, like it was something personal,
yeah,
man.
yeah, he was beating Dexter down like he owed him money or something.
Yes,
Man.
he
I was
was.
like,
Yes, he did.
goodness sake, man. I'm
It was
like,
crazy. And guys, once you hear that tape, when me and Chris released that, once you hear that video, guys, you will hear us talking about that. But yeah, Chris said that same thing. He beat him like he owed him money, man, and he did. It was kind of crazy. But then Dexter got into his groove, Chris, and when he got into his groove, man, you know what he did.
oh yeah. Dexter, once he got into his groove, man, and got his second win, and got his parents about himself, man. Everything was going in his favor, man, which I expected it to happen, and it did. But unfortunately, it didn't last too long before Bloom cut him off at the pass, man. Stopped all
Thorne.
that. No, Thorne cut him off at the pass.
Yeah. But, man, Dexter still ended up getting the win, though, didn't he? I mean, I didn't write that down. But Dexter ended up getting the win. I remember he cut up under Austin's legs, and then he did something, man. Some kind of trip roll up and pretty much dropped him right there on, not in the center of the ring, but over in the corner of the ring. And we gave the match 4 stars, man. It was incredible. The match, it went up from the first match. It went up, and we gave 4 stars for this match. And Dexter and Austin, they pretty much mainstays. Like I said, these guys are ride or die, man. SWA. These guys are players at SWA, and they big time players at SWA. So congratulations to Dexter, the man who came out and pretty much blew the bubbles on me and Chris, gave us a bubble bath before it all went down. But that's what Dexter does, guys. Next, we had the veteran Billy Starr versus Josh Anderson, Chris. No, Josh Harrison. Billy Starr versus Josh Harrison. Man, this right here was a pretty good match. And we know what Billy Starr, anytime he comes to the ring, he's going to bring excitement. And he's going to bring pain with that excitement, Chris.
Yeah, Billy Starr is an old school guy, man. And I tell you, he really, and I don't know what his opponent was thinking, man. He was like, basically, knowing Billy Starr and knowing what we know of Billy Starr is he wakes up wanting to fight. He wakes
up
to inflict pain on people.
No doubt.
And his opponent was like, you know what? I don't want this to be a regular match. I want this to be anything goes, no
Yes,
hold.
he did. Yes, he did. Got in there and said it before the match. And I'm like,
and I was like thinking to myself, do you know what you were asking for?
Exactly.
Do you know what you're asking for? And I mean, if you look at Billy Starr, you don't think Billy Starr can dish out the punishment. He can.
Yes.
Because Billy Starr, I mean, he's a little long in the tooth. Let's just be real. He's long in the tooth.
Oh, yeah. Been wrestling since 1980.
But the man can go.
Yes, he can.
And his opponent was like, I want a typical Billy Starr, anything goes hardcore match for the title. And boy, did he get it. Because Billy Starr was like, okay, if this is what you want, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah, he gave it to him. And I tell you what, man, he dropped Josh Harrison one time over on his head, man, dropped him in a suplex outside the ring, pulled the mat back over on the other side of the ring, and then came over on the other side where we were, Chris, and he told me after the match that he did this for me and you, and he gave him another suplex on that side of the ring.
Yeah.
So, Billy Starr was working this guy over and pretty much was working it for the camera. And like Chris said, Harrison asked for it. Josh Harrison asked for it, and he got it. And me and Chris was up there, and I made an old reference to the old TV, not the old TV shows, the old TV commercials where the old Toyota commercials say, you asked for it, you got it, Toyota. And that's the same thing with Josh Harrison, man. He asked for it, and he got it, man, Toyota. So, wow, he took a beating that night, man. He took a beating Saturday night.
Yeah, he really did, man. I don't know if that was what he was actually thinking or what he actually, I don't know what he was thinking, man. But it was just it was bad, man. I felt bad for the guy, man. And of course he didn't win the match, man. Of course he didn't win the match.
Yeah.
But he learned a lesson, man. He learned a lesson to just be mindful of what you ask for, man.
No doubt.
Because you just can't be asking for stuff. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, Billy Starr took the win, man. We gave it a 3-star beatdown, Chris. It was just a 3-star beatdown. That's all it was. Yeah. And the match went outside the ring and went all over the place for a while there, but Billy pretty much had control, even though Josh is a very tough guy. And Josh put in some work there too. Now he made Billy feel some things, but man, Billy is going to take a lot of punishment. He's going to take 2 to get 1 in, man. And but he's going to make his 1 count a lot more than your 2. But Billy took control and took out the young man, and Billy had the upper hand for most of that match. I say it was like a 70-30, Chris, or 75-25. But Billy took him out, man. Took him out.
He did, man. He did take him out, man. And
yes, he did.
I mean, Billy, like I said, Billy really just took him out and just punished him and worked the poor kid over, man.
Yes, he did. And then, man, we had right after this match, man, we had the All-American Scott Green, everybody's favorite, man, versus Jimmy Lee, and Jimmy Lee had to wear a dress. Now, we had Jody, the
commissioner.
He came out there, and Jimmy Lee was saying he wasn't gonna wear that dress. Jimmy Lee's like, that's a bunch of crap. There's no way in the world you're gonna get me in that dress. He said you're gonna have to have the Georgia National Guard to get me in that dress. He didn't actually say that, but that's basically what he was going at. He like, I don't care what you do. You're not getting me in that dress, man. There ain't no way in the world I'm getting into that dress. But hey, Jimmy Lee got into that dress. And Jimmy Lee came out there. Yeah, he came out there, started off the match. Before the match even started, before the bell rung, what did Jimmy Lee do, Chris?
Hold on 1 second here. Hold on.
Okay. Well, Christopher Burton will be back, man. But guys, let me go ahead and talk about that a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that match. Let me keep this thing going. But before that match happened, man, Jimmy Lee just went a little nuts, man. Jimmy just went flipping crazy in there, man. Jimmy took that doggone dress off. I didn't know what in the world he was doing. I thought Jody might come out there and make sure that he wear that dress, that him and Stacy Green or whoever was going to get in there. And they was, what's up, Ray? Christopher Burton will be back in just a little bit, guys. But Jimmy Lee, man, he took that dress off and complaining. He beat that dress from pillar to post. He beat the living daylights out of that dress. Man, he punched that dress. He held it up like say he elbow smashed that dress. He threw it on the ground. He elbow smashed that dress. He knee dropped that dress. He belly to suplex that dress. Jimmy Lee did everything he could to that dress. Then he tried to tear that dress apart. Couldn't get it apart, guys. He did everything he could to tear that dress apart. Could not do it, man. So when it boils down to it, he wasn't, he was able to not wear the dress, but the panties were still on him. He had, panties around his waist or whatever, but he went on with the match, man, and him and Scott Lee went at it. This match was very good. I mean, not Scott Lee, but my man, Scott Green. It was Scott Green and Jimmy Lee. Very good match, man. And Scott Green, let me put it this way, guys. Scott Green was very incredible in this match. I was very, very surprised and very happy with everything that I saw from Scott Green. Scott was pretty much taking this guy, pretty much taking haymakers, man, and pretty much just laying in some shots that I never saw Scott do in any of his previous matches, the way he laid it in. I mean, Scott was pretty much working this guy. Now, I don't know what in the world was going on. I don't know the backdrop or the story between Scott Lee and not Scott Lee, but Jimmy Lee and my man Scott Green. I have no clue because, like I said, it's been a little while since Chris and I have been there. But, man, Scott Green worked him over, man. And a lot of other things was involved in this match, as far as, outside stuff. But, my man Scott Green, he won this in the ring. He took it to ring, and he won it in the ring, man. He took care of business against Jimmy Lee. And Scott Green, man, he took the win. He hit him with a spine buster. He hit Jimmy Lee with a spine buster. I was very impressed with this. And then next thing you know, man, here comes somebody. Comes out of the back room, shocked the living daylights out of me. You know, I had took my eyes off for just a second. I was looking down because I was taking notes and everything. Look down. Next thing you know, the commissioner's out there. He's already took off his he's took his arm out because he had his arm at the beginning of the night. He had his arm in a sling. And we thought the guy's arm was broke. Jody Hamilton, we thought his arm was broke. Jody took his arm out of that sling, man. And next thing you know, Chris like, wait a minute, man, this guy took his arm out of the sling. I'm like, wow, what in the world's going on, man? This guy has deceived us. We thought Jody's arm was actually broken, man, or we thought fracture or whatever, sprung, whatever. We just thought it was an injury. But he took his arm out, man, and Jody is just slinging his arm around or whatever. He's celebrating with Scott Green, man. He's getting down. And, you know, me and Chris, we just flabbergasted that this thing done went down. But Jody, man, I mean, we didn't know Jody was going to go there. But I tell you what, if Jody went there, then, man, this guy, Jimmy Lee, must have done something to pretty much just tick everybody off. So, man, hey, we go ahead and give Jody a pass for that. But Scott Green went ahead and took this match. And congratulations to Scott Green, man. We gave this match, man. Let me go ahead and say what the stars that we gave the match. But let me go and talk about Jimmy Lee. Jimmy Lee took a beating on his behind.
Yes, he did, man. Yes, he did.
A real good beating on his behind by our girl, Stacey Green. And, man, this match, hey, we give it 4.5 stars. It was an incredible match. And I tell you what, Scott Green, he fought very valiant. And it looked like he had some very, he had some very serious revenge for Jimmy Lee. He beat this man like this man came on his property and did something to two of his dogs or something like that.
He did something, man.
Yeah, that Jimmy Lee came over there and didn't just steal the food from one dog. He stole the food from both dogs. He took their food, he took their water supply, he took everything. And my man Scott Green made him pay for it. And and this is on top of what Jody Lee made him do as far as wearing that dress, man. So great match. But Chris and I, we gave this match 4.5 stars, guys.
Yeah,
great match.
Yeah, it was a 4.5 star match all day, man. It was a good match.
Oh yeah. All right. Melanie Keefe is in the house. Is hello for wrestling den mother. And then we got a Facebook user two times didn't say anything, so I get that maybe that's Melanie. But man, yeah, definitely a great match. And then we had Jacob Ashworth, the match that Melanie Keefe liked the most. Jacob Ashworth and Big Scott Mason. Both of these guys are big, and they was going against Fisticuffs, Chris. Fisticuffs. You and I, we did.
Yeah, and it was for the tag titles. It was for the tag
titles. For the SWA Tag Team Championships, Jacob Ashworth and Scott Mason versus Fisticuffs. Chris and I, we have no idea the names of the guys of Fisticuffs. So hey, they was Fisticuffs 1 and 2. 2 was the big guy, the taller guy, and 1 was the shorter guy. So Fisticuffs 1 and 2 versus Jacob Ashworth and Scott Mason. This was an incredible match, Chris.
You'll be able to see what we're talking about when we drop the video.
Oh yeah, incredible match, guys. Enjoyed it from start to finish, man.
Yeah, enjoyed that match, man, from start to finish, man. And it was a good match all the way through. Yeah. I had no ifs and I had no issues with it whatsoever. The match was, like I said, it was a great match, man. And I was at one point I was questioning if Ashworth and Scott Mason were gonna keep those belts, man.
Oh yeah, man. Fisticuffs wasn't no joke. Fisticuffs, look, man, they was taking a beating. Then them guys just kept coming back, man. It was like, I seen some guys take a beating, but these guys, man, brought, they gave Jacob Ashworth and Scott Mason, man, all they had, man. They gave them everything that they was worth. Fisticuffs fought back, and they pretty much took advantage of the big guys there for a while, Chris. But Jacob Ashworth and Scott Mason had just a little too much. And one thing that they did, they cut the ring off. Remember that mastery of the cutting the ring off with Jacob Ashworth? They had him in there for a long time. And each time he went over there, man, they kept cutting the ring off. And I'm talking about, it was masterful. And those guys, man, they use their bodies back pushes. Those guys, anytime he got you over on the side of the ring, each one of those guys came in there, man, they were throwing the fist to the rib cages and everything to keep Jacob Ashworth over there. He finally got out and he tagged Scott Mason. Scott had been wanting to get in that ring, and Scott came in there, man, like a doggone, like a lightning bolt.
Pretty much he did, man.
Taking care of business, man. And Scott Mason, he got the win, with a neck face splash win, a neck spin flash, man. I mean, what? I can't even say it. A neck spin, pretty much a face splash, pretty much dropped him straight into the mat and took the win on Fisticuffs 1, man. Knocked him out, and they got the pin. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and kept the titles on top of that too, man. So
yes, it is.
They still got that bonus coming in their paycheck. So that's a good thing right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Facebook user, is that Melanie Keith? I think she said that was one heck of a match. Love UConn and his dad. Know them both from way back.
Yeah,
I found out. And Melanie says Jacob Ashworth and his partner were great. Yeah, they were. And I wish, we came on a little bit earlier, but we didn't get to do that, I'm pretty sure, because we always have a lot of people from Eastern Ollie, Georgia, come on to see this, and they will see this. I'm going to send out a link after a while, and I'll send it to Scott Green, Stacey Green, and Jackie, and all them. They'll see this. But, we wish we would have got to see this a little bit earlier, got on. And, guys, we're going to try to get that video up because, like I say, me and Chris, we commentated during this whole show, had fun back there doing that. But me and Chris, you will hear us back there talking. We was yapping our mouths on every little thing, and I don't know if we want you to hear everything that we said, but I heard how anything bad, but who knows, man? Who knows? If we said anything bad. But me and Chris, man, we talk about everything, any and everything. And once you guys,
the video will be coming out, though. The video will be coming out.
Once you guys able to hang, I'm pretty sure we're gonna start hanging out. One day we're gonna hang out with some of you guys up there. You'll see me and Chris. We talk about everything, man. We try not to talk about people, but sometimes they might pop up or whatever. But, man, the last match we had, and before this match, Chris, that was an incredible video segment that they had. First, they showed Cade Powers. They showed my man, Dr. Happy Sad, and Cade Powers. Dr. Happy Sad was talking about, they was saying that he changed Cade and everything.
He's been rehabilitated and everything.
Yeah.
He's been changed. He's a different guy.
Just
like, but when the match started, I'm like, it don't look nothing different to me. He looks still crazy and violent as ever.
Yeah, and man, UConn on his video vignette, man, this Joker, they was showing this Joker, man, look, hey, and I box, Chris, you know that.
Yeah.
Man, they had this Joker on a speed bag. This Joker was knocking that speed bag back like he was a 3-4 year veteran on a speed bag. And I'm talking about
one hand too. One hand.
Yeah, one hand. I'm talking about a fighter like I'm talking about a fighter that's a Golden Gloves fighter or something like that.
I mean, he hitting that thing like Sugar Shane.
Somebody with huge experience. Then he went over there and started working the big bag, man, the power bag. He started working. He started working that
the heavy bag. Then he throwing axes and stuff.
Man, and hit nailing the tree, man. Then this guy went over there and started pulling a truck, man. I'm just like, this dude's something serious.
Yeah, he is, man.
He trained hard for that title.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did, man. He wanted that belt, man. And y'all got to see that video package. If we can get that video package, and we're gonna post it and we'll show them to you because that was woo-wee.
And UConn started off by saying he wasn't a thief, man. UConn said he was not a thief. Because Cade, Cade had some championships, man, and UConn pretty much did take one and took one and ran off. I mean, it took both of them, and then Cade did get his SWA.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that.
You saw it, but man, UConn said on our show, Chris, that he took the belts. That he took one. He said that. He said he didn't steal it, but he said he took a belt. He took the belts. He said he didn't steal it, but he took it. It was a reason that he took it. But either way it go.
Yeah.
UConn in this match, man, this much, like you said, Cade was a flipping maniacal maniac to start off in this match.
Yeah, he was, man.
He was out
to
destroy UConn, man. He was all over him, just the way we thought Cade would be. That's the way he wrestles. But man, UConn, all this energy and all this getting in shape and all that paid off for UConn because UConn came back. He started coming back, even though Cade was fighting back. UConn was putting it on him, man, and UConn used a lot of power moves. But the whole thing about it, Cade Powers don't care about his power moves, man. A lot of things that that UConn still was able to do, Cade went through it. But UConn, like I said,
yes, man.
UConn, man, all that training and everything, man, all that stamina that he was building up, it paid off for UConn, man. And he took the win, Chris. We gave this match 4 stars. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible, man. And I mean, when I say they fought, guys, they fought. You hear me? I'm talking about they were all over the place, man.
Yes, all over the
arena, man.
Back into the concession stands.
Back in the concession stands outside, man. It was everywhere. It was a fight, man. I was like, this is nuts, man.
Two big guys, man. And I tell you what, UConn had
I thought they wouldn't come up to where we was at, man. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Whoa.
Exactly. And UConn had to train like that, Chris. UConn had to get ready. He had to train for Cade. Because you know what Cade said, man? Cade said on 4th of July, he sent a message to UConn. UConn, enjoy this 4th of July because it's your last. Just the last one you go see, pretty much. So, man, Cade was trying to kill him. He was trying to hurt him, man. He tried to maim him. And UConn did not take that, man. He said, look, I'm going to fight this guy. I'm going to fight power with power. But, I'm going to bring a little bit more because, man, Cade, Cade, I think, has a lot more. He spends a lot more time on being a massacre master than being training in the gym to get stronger, even though Cade's a big, strong man, too. But UConn took advantage of the time that he had between the last time these guys met and now. And I know it's been over a month because, like I say, for 5-6 months, they had been putting out random destruction. And he took that time, man. He built himself up, and he survived this match. And, he took the win over Cade. And, Dr. Happy said got involved. He did. And he took care of him, too.
He did, man. Yeah, he didn't care, man. He did not care whatsoever, man. What was
that? Everything okay?
Hold on, hey, I'll be right back. Yeah, my wife baking cookies, man. I'll be right back.
All right, man. Well, okay. I'll see you in a little bit. But guys, like Chris said, Cade didn't care, man. He didn't care. And then UConn didn't care. He said, I'm going to have to fight this guy. I'm going to fight this guy, or this guy's going to hurt me really bad. Because Cade Powers is no joke, man. Look him up. Guys, like I say, I've done a couple. Me and Chris done had him on the show a couple times. He's no joke. UConn's definitely no joke. But UConn, man, got the upper hand. UConn took him out. He had the strength, man, in this, and he had the stamina to finish this thing off. Because if he didn't, it probably would, most likely, it would have been a different outcome. And after the match, man, like I said, UConn got the win. After the match, UConn's father, who's a veteran in the ring, man, not a second generation, but the first generation, and then Cade, not Cade, but UConn the second generation. After his father, I don't know if his father has another father who wrestled, but man, UConn's dad came in the ring, pretty much congratulated him, and then UConn's dad came up there. He talked to me and Christopher Burton, man. It was a great night of wrestling. Jacoby Peters says, "What's up, Jacoby?" Oh, shoot, sup, Harry? Yeah, we back on, man. We talking about this independent show that Chris and I went out to Saturday night.
Okay.
But, man, yeah, it was great to talk to UConn's father after the match. UConn is great, man, and I love to have him back on the show. And I'm pretty sure me and Chris will have him back on the show soon. And probably, man, probably this week, one of us will get him on the show. If Chris is at work, if he, whatever time he can come on, I'm going to try to get him on, have him on for an interview to talk to him about this incredible night, man, because it was incredible. I would like to talk to Scott Green, and maybe we can talk to Scott Green. Maybe we'll meet with him one-on-one or whatever. But I would like to talk to him and Stacey Green about their match. That was a very, very good match. And I know Scott will be shocked to hear that he had the number one match of the night, man. And big ups to Jackie Owens. Jackie, Jackie and Scott done had the problems and everything. Jackie went in there, made sure that Mr. Lee, Jimmy Lee, couldn't use certain things in there. He pulled
which was surprising.
Yes, it was. He pulled things out of there that Jimmy Lee was trying to use as advantage, and he took that stuff out of there. So Jimmy Lee didn't get to use his weapons the whole night, man, that he was grabbing and everything. But man, it was incredible night, man. And we gave the whole show 4 stars, Chris. I think it was 4 stars. No, We gave it 4.5 stars, maybe. Let me see. I got to get back to that page. No, No, I didn't put anything on here, but I think 4 stars because we got. Yeah, I think we gave it 4. I think we gave it 4 stars.
4 stars.
4 stars for the whole night.
4 stars, yeah.
So 4 stars. That's an A. That's an A, man. You can't beat it. 4.5. I'm 4.5 to 5 stars. A plus, A++ night. But A show. It was on the money, man. 4 stars, and they do it like they always do it. But 5 stars to that crowd, Chris. They was.
That crowd is incredible.
250, 270 strong, and man, they rocked out. They gave us the best atmosphere, just like they do always. Love SWA, and man, we are so fired up for the next show. And me and Chris, man, we're gonna talk to Jackie. We're gonna get a show going on out there. But thanks a lot, guys, for inviting us and always welcoming us with open arms. You guys love Straight Up Wrestling Show, man, and you guys treat us like family. We are family down there. And like Scott and all these, every time these guys talk to me, they say anything for family. And anytime me and Chris got a problem or whatever, they're willing to help. Or anything, man, with a memorial or anything like that. These guys are willing to help. They invited me to, us to their homes or whatever to do things. We want to come down there and do things. So there's a lot of different things, man. These guys are incredible at SWA Wrestling. Man, if you are anywhere in the vicinity, especially in the upstate of South Carolina, Western North Carolina, or somewhere, man, over in, that part.
Down there, I promise you, get down there, you will not be disappointed.
You're in Stevens County, Georgia, anywhere down there, Lake Hartwell, anywhere in that area, man. Definitely get down to 244 Eastern Alley Road, man, and in Eastern Alley, Georgia. You will not be disappointed, man. Incredible each and every time, man. These guys put on a great show, man. Put on a great show.
Yeah, they do, man.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Especially Jackie Owens and Paula Owens, and like I said, it's Scott Green for being a mainstay down there.
And welcoming us with open arms and taking us in like family, man. We
big time. We definitely appreciate that, and we'll see you guys soon, man. Enjoy the night. Enjoy this review, and we'll talk to each and every one of you guys, man. But I see we got my man Jacoby Peter on here. Gave that 5 stars, 5-star power, power shot firebomb, man. Jacoby Peter, laugh out loud, Chris. Did you drink water?
Yeah, I drank water. Man.
Yeah, man. I had some water earlier. I'm about to get some more. But Jacoby, man, we are definitely out of here. Appreciate you coming on, Jacoby. Appreciate Melanie keep coming on. Appreciate so many different people coming on, rocking with us. Some people rock with us tonight. But yeah, we about to send this thing out to the people at Eastern Alley, Georgia. They like to usually come on, and usually me and Chris would have been on a little bit longer, but they're not here. But yeah.
But we are gonna get that video together so you guys can actually see the show of what we're talking about, and you can actually see the action yourselves and truly get a grasp and understanding of what we got to witness this past Saturday, guys.
Yeah, exactly. What we're enjoying, you guys will be able to enjoy this too. So definitely, man, when you see that SWA, the new show that goes up, and I know you guys have tracked some of the other stuff, and man, you have enjoyed some SWA action. But yeah, this was a great night of wrestling. Jacoby Peter says, All American remind me so much from 80s wrestling, Harry. No doubt about that. No doubt, man. And he does. And I mean, Scott Green, great guy. And this I have to say, Chris, this is the best I've seen him as far as pure wrestling, man. As far as pure wrestling, pure fighting in that ring. He's been in a lot of things with Jackie and stuff like that. But as far as getting there and just knock down, drag out fights, this was the best I've seen, my man Scott Green.
It was good, man. It was good.
Yeah, he definitely deserved that 4.5-star rating.
4 stars overall show.
Yeah, 4 stars. Guys. Yeah. But guys, stay straight up. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you guys later.
And look for the video. It will be coming up. We out of here.
Peace.